Welcome to the first episode of King Table Talk. Let's get to it. Thank y'all for joining in. So listen, this whole podcast is for being able to talk to other kings and other queens. We're going to come together and we're going to have deep conversation. A lot of healing, also a lot of ugly truths. I might tell you something you might not agree with, something that you might not like. You might say something to me that you might not agree, that I might not agree with, and I might not like. But that's what it's all about. They have this old saying, iron sharpens iron. If you know better, you do better. So that's really what this is all about. Taking the opportunity and getting to know each other. So what up, what up? Welcome to King Tables Talk. Who am I speaking with? Hey, Denise. How are you, Denise? Where you calling from?
I'm from Philly.
You're from Philly, okay. All right, I'm actually from Philly myself. I'm from West Philly. That's what's up. Oh, dang, okay. Well, I appreciate your call. How can I help you, Queen Denise, and what's your question?
So I'm just looking a little bit first. I'm 33, my boyfriend is 37. We've been together for 5 years.
Okay.
I wanted to be engaged about 2 years ago.
Okay.
I want to be married right now.
Okay.
But my partner has not proposed yet. He has not put a ring on it.
Okay.
We have talked about it, but he's just not moving as fast as I want him to. And I know that they say women should not pressure men into, getting engaged or getting married.
Okay.
But I'm like ready to give him an ultimatum.
Right.
And do you feel it's right for women to put that pressure on men and give them that ultimatum to put a ring on it, marry me, or like I'm out?
Well, let me answer it this way. You got goals, right? And your goals are important to you. These are your desires. These are the things that you want. And if that's your partner or your friend, you should be able to go to your partner, your friend, and say to that person, yo, I want to be married in 2 years. And they should, if they want the same thing, then that conversation wouldn't be hard. I think it gets interesting when the person doesn't want the same thing. But if he wants the same thing as you, then that conversation should be easy and y'all should be able to find a common ground pretty easy. Because y'all want the same thing and y'all just got to figure out the time to be able to connect, to make that happen, set a date. But if
I'm not to interrupt you, but I feel that's the issue. Like, I know that he wants marriage one day, but I feel like our timelines is different. Like, I'm ready now, and he's gonna be ready, but he's not giving me a set date. Like,
well,
in a year, 2 years, he wants to. We've talked about it.
Well, that's a problem.
We haven't gone ring shopping yet.
That's a problem. That's a problem because if you want to be married and he's saying he wants to be married, but he doesn't know when, that could be 20 years from now. That could be 10 years from now. So he needs to be more specific. He needs to be more detailed in his date. Because if you are, first of all, you're not getting younger, you're getting older. And as you get older, you start to get baggage. As people get older, they start to have kids. Sometimes they've been married 1 or 2 times. You start to get, you're not 21. That's what I'm trying to say. So a lot of times, as you, okay, that's what's up. That's a good thing. But what I'm trying to say is, the point that I'm trying to say here is that, time is of the essence, and you want to marry a person. And y'all want to have both have a time frame. So yes, not necessarily give him an ultimatum, but let him know, listen, this is the time that I want to get married. Can you do this or not? And if he's saying no, if he don't know, then he's leaving you in limbo. And if you are in limbo, he may marry you, he may not marry you. And if that was my daughter, I would tell him to bounce. I would tell her to bounce. If that was my daughter, I say, yo, if he not saying what you trying to hear, then you need to go out there and find somebody that's trying to marry you and is trying to do right by you and not keep you and just baiting you on and just giving you enough just to keep you there. You know what I mean? Because that's really what it is. They just say whatever they want to say to keep you there. So you want to find a conversation where y'all can get some real detailed clarity. And if he can't give you the detailed clarity, then you need to start thinking, going out there and finding somebody that has the same goals and the same desires that you want, that you can get to your goal faster and find happiness. But if that person playing games and they act like they don't know what's going on, then you need to go out there. Remember, it's billions of people on this planet, and just because he don't know what he doing, he dragging his feet. There's other people that's looking for a nice wife. They looking. They can't wait to find somebody.
I think sometimes, you know, when you with someone and you've been here for a long time, y'all love each other. I know he loves me. He's a great person. It's just, you know, you just kind of give them that grace, you know, to hopefully they'll get themselves together and eventually they'll pop in question.
Let me ask you this. You know? How long y'all been together?
5 years.
So y'all been together for 5 years. You done gave him grace. You done gave him grace. You done gave him more than grace. You done gave him 5 years of your life, and y'all still didn't move into what you was hoping to move to. So you gonna give him another 5? So now you're talking 10 years. So that's just not a smart move. So if I was you, like I said, you know, y'all already put 5 years in. Give him another year.
Basically, give him an ultimatum.
Yeah, give him. See, I don't want to say ultimatum because you're not saying marry me or I leave. No, you just want clarity. You want to say, listen, I marry me around, you know, within the next year, next 2 years. Can you do that? And if he can't, and if he say he can't do that, then you know what you have to do. So it isn't that you trying to kick him to the curb. You know what you got. You giving yourself an ultimatum. Really, you saying to yourself, hey, it's either he's going to marry me or I'm out. You feel me? That's what you really saying. You're not saying, well, you marry me, then I'm leaving you. You know, I mean, you can look at it that way, but for me, I'm just seeing it like I'm just getting clarity on what this person is going to do for me, and if this person is not moving in the direction that I want him to move in, then I'm out. You know, and you don't want to waste time. It's just like being in a career. If you're in a career and you working your ass off in the career, but yet you're still in the same position, you haven't got a raise, you haven't got any higher position in your job, you're still working in the same cubicle, even though you're the hardest worker in the building, nobody appreciating you, what you going to do? You're going to start looking for another job because you want to find something that's going to be more rewarding. And it's the same thing with a relationship. If you're in a relationship and the person is not in that relationship is not moving in the right direction and moving up the ladder of what you're looking for, then you really wind up wasting another 5 years. And then the guy that you could have got with last year or the year before or 2 years ago, he done got married, and that could have been you. Yeah.
Okay.
Good shit?
Well, I'm gonna have another conversation. I just don't want to feel like I'm nagging all the time.
No, you ain't nagging. No.
Marry me or put a ring on it.
Listen.
They not ready.
Listen. Your life, that's on you. Your life is on you. Your life is not nobody else's responsibility. That's your responsibility. And if your life is not moving in the right direction and the people around you are not helping you, then it's your responsibility to go to check on those people. Are you helping me move? Just like if you was running a business. If you was running a business, your employees wasn't working right, they wasn't doing right, you would check them. You would say, listen, this needs to be done, this needs to be done. It's like that in everything. You are the manager of your life. If people in your life is not moving in the way that they need to move to help you to get to your goals and move your life forward, then you need to replace him. You know, if he's taking up space and he's taking up air, somebody else can sit in that seat and get you where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? You don't wait till you're 50 to realize what I'm saying. Telling you.
Thanks, King.
All right, Queen Denise. I appreciate your call. Thank you. Call back next time. Okay, peace out.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Peace. That was an awesome question. You know, a lot of these men out here, they not ready for to get married, and if they're not ready to get married and you are, then y'all need to really have a deep conversation and find out some common ground, or try to see if y'all can meet in the middle. He might want to get married in 5 years, you might want to get married in 2 years, so maybe y'all could do it 3, or maybe y'all could do 3.5. But that's good to have a conversation and try to figure it out. Too many relationships or people are on 2 different paths. Y'all on 2 different paths. Y'all on 2 different paths. How is it going to work? How's it going to, if you going left and that person's going right, how is it going to work? Y'all in two different directions. So y'all got to be on the same road, same direction, same playing field, and the relationship will get a lot easier if you are on the same page. Let's take our next call. Hello, welcome to King Tables Talk. Who am I speaking with?
This is Jerome. Jerome calling from Buffalo, New York.
Oh, Jerome! King Jerome, what up, what up? Buffalo, New York. I never been to Buffalo, New York. How's it out there?
It's cold out here, man. It's cold.
No doubt. What's your question? King Jerome?
Alright, so I'm engaged to be married to my fiance who I've been together with. We've been together for about 5 years. But I'm kind of having second thoughts about marrying her. And the reason being, and people say this is superficial of me for not wanting to marry her, is because, you know, I have a high sex drive. And she doesn't have a high sex drive. And I have an appetite for sex. And everything about her is great, and except for the fact that she can't fulfill my appetite for sex, and I can't marry her till death do us part, knowing that she can't fulfill this. But everyone else is saying to me that that's not a good enough reason not to marry her. So I want to know your thoughts on that. Is it a good enough reason? Should I neglect? Like, what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, sex is big on a man's list. On a man's list now, see, sex is it comes in the top 3. Now, for some men it's number 1, for some men it's number 2, for some men it's number 3. Now, it's big on the list of men. Now, women, it may come in 7, 8, or 9, or it might not even get on the list. Women ain't big on sex as much as men. Sex is huge, and if a woman cannot give you what you want, and it's different if you married her and then later on in life something happened and you wasn't able to have sex, that's different. But if you get married to a person and she can't fulfill you sexually and you're a man, that is almost a deal breaker. That's a deal breaker for me, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna wind up cheating. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna cheat because you have an appetite. It's part of your DNA. It's part of who you are as a man. And if she's not willing to fulfill that desire, then you probably need to find somebody that can fulfill that desire. So I would definitely reconsider marrying somebody that couldn't, because see, y'all not on the same page, you know. And sex is huge. Sex is big. It'd be different if it's, you know, something smaller, but sex is huge on a man's list, and that's something that we must have. It's a need. It's not even a want. It's really a need.
But you know, you know, we've been through so much together. She's my best friend. We do everything together. You know, everything. And she's the perfect woman aside from her appetite and my appetite for intimacy. You know, for her, she can, you know, twice out of 7 days is good for her. You know, me, I'm like 5 out of 7 days. You know.
Well,
so you saying that I should break off my engagement?
Well, no. Well, see, see, the thing about, you got to look at how the man is wired. Us being men, sex being high on the list, if we don't get it, if we have a high sex drive and we don't get it, it's big on the list, we're gonna wind up breaking that woman's heart, because we're gonna cheat, because it's something that we can't go without. See what I'm saying? And the way it sounds to me, it sounds like she's more of a friend than a lover. She's falling in the lines of a friend, not a.
So you saying, so if you was in my shoes, engaged gave to a woman that didn't have the same sexual appetite that you had going into a marriage, would you break off the engagement?
Yeah, I think I would. I believe that I would, because if sex wasn't a big deal, then and I can overlook it, yeah, I probably would overlook it. But if it's a big deal, see, that's the key word. If it's something that you need, because see, the thing about it, I can say, okay, well, I really need this, but I'm still married a girl. Now I'm punishing myself. I'm gonna wind up looking at dirty magazines. I'm gonna be watching porn. I'm gonna be looking at all different types of stuff that I don't have no business doing, because I'm trying to fulfill that appetite. And now at the end of the day, I'm gonna wind up doing her dirty, or I might wind up getting somebody pregnant, or I might wind up catching something out there in them streets, because I'm trying to get that desire filled, and she not doing it. So to alleviate all of that, you just gotta find a person that can do it, or ask her for a second wife. It's very big in the Muslim world. In the Muslim world, they do that, and also in the.
No, that's not what happens. Me and her are both Christian.
People, okay, I understand that. I'm just saying this. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I got it. Yeah, that for me, man, sex is big for men. But I would say this though, a man that's got high sex drive, he needs a wife to fulfill that. And if he gets a girl that's not gonna fulfill that, he's not gonna be very happy. He's gonna be miserable. Really, he might even be very moody and depressed. You know what I mean? So, and who wants to live the rest of their life moody and depressed? Who want that?
You right. Well, thank you for your.
I appreciate it, bro.
Right.
Stay warm up there in New York. Bro.
Will do.
All right, man. Peace out. Thanks for calling King Table Talk. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Peace out. Now, see, that's a great example. You know what? I will say again 100 times over. I will tell you, it's good to be compatible. Compatibility is the number one thing when it comes to relationship. You have to be compatible. It doesn't matter if y'all friends. Compatibility. Y'all have to be able to have the same direction. Y'all headed in the same direction. Y'all like the same things. Now, y'all not going to be exactly the same. Y'all not Siamese twins, but y'all have to have a lot in common, because that makes the relationship easier. You know what I mean? It makes it easier. If you want kids and she want kids, then it's not going to be no argument there. If you want to be married and she want to be married, it's not going to be no argument there. If she wants to buy a house and you wants to buy a house, that's not going to be no argument there. It's when y'all not compatible. It's when he wants something totally different and you want something totally different, and that is consistently with almost everything. Then that relationship is going to be rough. And who wants to live their life in a situation where they got to arm wrestle with their wife or their husband? Just should we order pizza or Chinese food? You know what I mean? It's crazy. That's you talking about 20, 30, 40 years of marriage, arm wrestling and playing, physically going through it with your person that you love. That's not. Find somebody that you're compatible with, because then that will make the journey much easier. You got to remember, it's 7 billion people on this planet. Find somebody that can be compatible with you, because that will make the years of being married easier for you. Don't make stuff harder. That's why divorce is so big, because you'll find a chick or a guy that you're attracted to, but y'all have nothing in common. You're attracted to him, or you may even love the person, but y'all not compatible. See, the love is there, the attraction is there, but nothing else. And you can't build a relationship just on attraction and love. It has to be, you have to have things in common, because that's where the journey comes in at, and the building come in at, and that's what makes it easier. You feel me? So we had a good time. We took some nice calls, and we was able to have a nice dialogue. And do me a favor, y'all. Go to my YouTube page, hit subscribe or like, so that way I can build my channel up, and that way me and you can be able to have more dialogue, because I can have more content and then go out to more people.